GMOG Sports TV back with another one. All right, so just got done watching the weigh-in, very long, dramatic weigh-in, and kind of suspenseful too. A lot of some pushing, some, this fake tough guy persona, and I call it fake. This fake tough guy persona from Tank is just, I don't know why he's doing it. There was no reason for you to push the guy. I didn't see what he did. Did Gamboa spit on you? What did he do to push you? For you to be provoked to push Gamboa, right? I don't understand that. But Tank Davis misses weight again. He misses weight. He came in at a little bit over 135. I believe it was like a pound and a half over 135, and you just moved up. You just moved up in weight to not make weight. You had an hour to burn off that extra pound and a half, and you came in at 134.8 pounds on the second trip to the scale. I'm reading the Twitter to get the proper countage, but this dude weighed. You came in, missed weight, came in an hour later, and burned off the excess, water weight, which probably what it was, water weight. And you come in at 134. And I've always said this, about Tank. Tank is a very talented fighter. And he can be a great fighter, right? He can be a great fighter. The only thing that's stopping him is his ego, and his not only ego but the discipline that he does not have. He has no discipline. He has no structure, and the people around him aren't the right people to help him be even including Floyd. Floyd doesn't guide anybody but himself. All he cares about is dividends at the end of the day. Al Heyman's supposed to be advisor, but Al Heyman doesn't do a goddamn thing. Again, people make Al Heyman out to what he is not. He does not care about black fighters. He does not try to advise them in their careers of what they shouldn't and should not do. I mean, you have guys like Errol Spence crashing his goddamn Ferrari, being a drunk driver. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like Adrian Broner, all kinds of issues outside of the ring, and now he just got a lawsuit you got to pay almost $1 million for. And you're hanging around. Tank Davis is hanging around a goddamn cancer, which is Adrian Broner. Okay? This is the main reason why that Tank Davis misses weight. Him. And you see how he looks at him, right? That's the main reason why Tank misses weight. And you see how fat he is. He gets in between fights. I would say Tank is probably at least in this photo here, in this still shot, I would say he's about between 160 and 170. Look how fat he is. And then when you try to cut, you gotta try to cut weight. You're draining yourself. You look drained and all that stuff, and that's what he did, trying to make weight at 135 that he just moved up to avoid Tevin Farmer. Still waiting for that fight that you turned down. And again, this guy lacks structure, lacks discipline. The people around him are just misleading him, and that's the reason why I think he will never be a superstar. Again, my last video where I was talking about and comparing him to Deontay Wilder in terms of ticket sales, right? Where, according to Steven Espinosa, he is the top selling or top grossing fighter on Showtime. And so that is a slouch to Deontay Wilder, who is a knockout artist, right? With over 40 plus fights, but nobody's paying to see him fight live, which is disgusting. But Tank is a guy, again, that I said could be a great fighter, but I don't see him being a superstar. Okay, because of you got to have a full package. You got to have a total package being a superstar, right? You got to have the look. You got to have the discipline. You have to have a shtick, right? Some kind of gimmick, or not even a gimmick, but some kind of signature that you do well, right? And he has none of that, you know. So you know, it is what it is. But as far as the fight itself, and I'm gonna talk about the fight a little bit, facing Gamboa. You know, Gamboa is 38 going on 67. All right. Gamboa is a very old fighter. That's the reason why Mayweather, you know, chose to allow Tank Davis to fight Gamboa. Gamboa does not have the same foot speed, does not have the same lateral movement. His hand speed's not the same as it was when he fought somebody like Terrence Crawford, not even, you know, 5-6 years ago. You know, it's not the same. It went down, you know. Gamboa, yeah, he can fight, he can beat and knock out lower opposition, no problem, you know. But when it comes to stepping up to fighting the top dogs in the division, you know what I'm saying, 135, you know, don't try to go to 140. These guys are pygmies. Stay at 140. Stay at 135 or go down to 130. You know what I'm saying? These guys are 5'5" with T-Rex arms, short ass arms, trying to box. But anyway, Gamboa is an aging fighter. That's my point. And you know, I'm definitely leaning towards Tank Davis to win the fight by stoppage via round 9. Could be sooner. I would say between rounds 6 and 9. 6 and 9. I see a stoppage with Tank Davis. But you know, he's an aging fighter, Gamboa is, and has a lot of wear and tear on his body throughout the years. And that's how I see the fight playing out, really. So between rounds 6 and 9, I see a stoppage from Tank Davis. But again, you know, if this guy could really just shed all the bullshit people around him, have someone guide him, because, you know, he grew up in a single parent household. He had no father figure. So that's why he looks up to guys like Mayweather. Looks up to guys like Mayweather, Al Heyman, right? And those two guys are not leaders. You know, Mayweather would not tell you how he did stuff. He would rather you follow his blueprint on how he done it throughout the years. Tank is not that kind of guy that would do that kind of research. He's not an intellectual like that. You know what? An intellectual or somebody that really appreciates the history of boxing is somebody like Anthony Joshua. He actually reads. When he was talking about fighting Andy Ruiz, and he was explaining to his strategy, he was like, you know, I was looking on YouTube and I was watching fighters back in the 70s, right? And I was watching them how they move and how they box. I'm like, that's very interesting. You would specifically choose to watch boxers in the 70s, to watch fighters in the 70s. And not only that, but he actually knows the history of boxing, right? He knows the history of boxing and where it came from and all that stuff. And the fighters, he can tell you their styles and can break down fighters. He can tell you that. Tank Davis is not that kind of guy. He's not going to do that kind of research. He's not going to break the fighters down. You have to tell Tank Davis what to do, and hopefully he'll try to implement what you tell him to do. Hopefully. But he'll still need guidance, right? And so, you know, that's what Tank Davis needs. He doesn't have the proper management and team around him. And that's TMT. Yes, that's Al Heyman. They're not guiding him properly. They're not. You know, case in point, look at Wilder's career, right? Like, how do you sell 7,000 tickets your last fight? How do you do that? Like, how does you sell 7,000 tickets and you're supposed to be the Bronx Bomber with that one-hitter quitter, sledgehammer missile right hand, and you only sold 7,000 tickets? I mean, that's really disgusting. And I still think Deontay Wilder can beat Anthony Joshua. Just that you're not translating into ticket sales. It's just very sad. It's the mismanagement of Al Heyman, PBC, all those folks under that umbrella, under that elk. It's disgusting. You know, so those are my thoughts on that, family. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the fight that's coming up. It's a good card too, man. They have a Badu Jack, Pascal fighting. That's gonna be a good scrap too as well. So looking forward to that, family. All right, till next time, GMOG Sports TV signing out. Peace.